training is very important for two reasons. First of all, there's the safety aspect of it.
You take one thing push it back to
That is why I feel in the shipyard of the
Jack Lloyd as our guest for the day. Welcome, sir.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.
Welcome to another episode of Quarter Deck. Today we have with us a very distinguished guest, above all, an exemplary professional. Let me take the privilege to welcome Mr. Sjödoff, Group Vice President, Solutions Gulf Agency Company. Welcome, Mr. Chris.
Thank you very much.
Well, Mr. Chris, let me ask you the first question. GAC, or Gulf Agency Company, has a solid network employing 9,000 professionals spreading across 40 countries. GAC's tagline, wherever you go, itself implicates the widespread presence of GAC. Could you please tell us more about the GAC's geographical spread, management profile, and its motive of inception?
GAC started in Kuwait in 1956. It was founded by our late chairman, Bengt Lindvall, who is here behind us, and two Kuwaiti businessmen. They came up to Stockholm on recommendation from Skanska in Sweden, which was a construction company and still is. They had a lot of shipments into Kuwait and were struggling with the ships agency aspect. And Bengt was running what was probably Europe's largest travel agency group and with his own airline, but he also was involved in ships agency. So he, together with the Kuwaitis, decided to open up together in Kuwait in 1956. And one of my predecessors went down there. And then we continued to expand over the years in the Middle East. Started in the UAE in 1961. Today we are almost everywhere in the Middle East. And our ambition with wherever you go is a continuation, is something for our customers. Wherever they want us to go, where we will be there. We started up in the United States on request from one of our larger customers. Same with Russia. We are in Australia today with 14 offices and so on. And we will continue to expand whenever our clients think there is a justification or a need for our services in a particular part of the world.
You have been entrusted with the covetous profile of Group Vice President, GAC Solutions. What are the core activities under your profile?
The intention with GAC Solutions is to find new opportunities to provide our clients with services that we don't do today. Weather solutions is one such service. Training and service solutions, which we do together with the National Maritime College of Ireland, is another. We also do anti-piracy in the Gulf of Aden, in West Africa and in the South China Sea together with AKE of UK. And we will add further services as we move forward. We sell workwear today. We do a range of different things, and you will see more things linking up to what we do today. If you take anti-piracy as an example, we have a lot of our existing clients use us as shipping agents in Salalah and Suez. Now they can get one focal point also for the sea marshals and one invoice. The same with marine logistics and other aspects of what we do. We can combine the invoicing and having one focal point for several services. So we minimize the administration for our clients, as well as shortening lead times, of course.
GAC has recently taken an initiative with National Maritime College for providing training programs. How was this idea conferred, and what are the various courses and facilities offered under this program?
We've started with internal training a number of years ago. We have GAC Corporate Academy, And for us it was a natural progression to try to take it external instead of just doing it internally. And we came across the National Maritime College of Ireland, and after a number of talks we have now created a joint venture, equally owned, called GAC Training and Service Solutions. NMCI, which is the short form for National Maritime College of Ireland, is an investment of $100 million 5 years ago. It's the most modern maritime training facility in the world. They have a range of lectures both on site and connected to its college. And we are making use of that by running 1 to 5 day courses and sometimes even 14-day courses in different locations of the world. We have scheduled courses and we have bespoke courses for anything from oil majors to ship-owning companies. So it has proven to be a very good concept to date. And this year we run a number of courses and we have 20 scheduled for next year.
Innovative and cost-effective trainings in tanker market and LNG market are one of the specialized areas under your curriculum. How do you explain this?
What we are doing is that we have a large number of customers who have been lecturers, and NMCI itself have a large number of lecturers. We are combining these, so we get real hands-on knowledge from people who have been in the industry for 30, 40 years, together with lecturers who have been lecturing for many years. We combine the skills and the knowledge of theirs, and we provide what we think are world-class courses. And these courses can be run in Dubai, Singapore, Tokyo, or in Cork in Ireland, depending on what the needs are. If we need bridge simulators or any kind of simulators, we can then be in Cork in Ireland. Otherwise, we can be in an institution of some kind in Houston or in Glasgow in Scotland.
Could you please brief our viewers regarding ship layup solutions?
GAC Ship Layup Solutions started in 2008 when the financial crisis appeared. And what it's focused on is of course to lay up ships for our clients. What has proven to be the case is that there were not as many ships laid up on longer term than what was thought at the time. Quite a large number of ships went down to minimum crewing, and they went from being in Fujairah for 10, 14 days, and then they went up to Corfacan, and then they went back and forth. Because you don't want to get rid of very good people on board your ships. You don't want to send a signal to the rest of the world that you are not having employment for your ships, and there might be contracts coming up, so you want to be ready. And if you have banks and others supporting it, I guess it's better to run ships than to lay up ships. Because to deactivate and reactivate ships, of course, takes time and costs money. We have laid up a number of ships in Asia, but also here in the Middle East and also in Europe. And we continue to do that. But it's not to the extent we expected, or which is very positive, because we rather see our ships, our clients' ships trading so that we can look after them in ports around the world rather than permanently in a layup area.
Piracy is one of the hottest topic and a menace in the maritime industry. I heard that GAC has come up with some preventive solutions to combat piracy. How do you substantiate that this particular piracy solution will surpass all other existing solutions in the market?
It's actually not us who has come up with it. We were approached for a number of years by a range of security companies. And when we were approached, most of them had armed solutions, which we were very uncomfortable with. Until we came across Andrew Kane, was in Andrew Kane Enterprises. He's been around for more than 20 years. He's looked after companies like CNN for the last 17 years and other big corporations. He's been into the media side, but also besides that, also into the maritime world. Super yachts, but also ordinary ships. His whole business idea is risk mitigation. And even though I thought I understood risk mitigation when we started our cooperation, I think I've learned a lot along the way. If you do nothing, obviously the risk is very high. It's not the one big thing that will reduce the risk overall. It is the many small things. And to take it closer to heart to really understand it, if you compare risk mitigation, you can apply it to business and your private life alike. So if you do it to your private life, you can compare it with how do you mitigate risk of a divorce. Well, if you wake up in the morning and you tell your wife you love her, you mitigated the risk with a small percentage. If you take her out for dinner every now and then, you further mitigated the risk of a divorce. If you then, on top of it, take her for a trip somewhere, and more importantly, if you talk to her, and if you listen to her at times, all these small things will mitigate the risk of a divorce quite heavily. So if you look at it and compare it to what you do in shipping, most seafarers knows that you have to use razor wire on your ships to protect them, and you have to have the water hoses out. The guys we have on board ships assisting our clients to protect their ships have climbed more ships than any pirate in the world has done, and they are more professional in climbing ships than any pirate are. Them being able to mount the hardening equipment on the ship, they know where to allocate it. They know where the pirates are most likely to climb on board. So they do a range of small things, including teaching the officers and crew how to conduct surveillance, how to stay in touch with naval forces, and how to stay in touch with your own officers. But they also go through the mental trauma that is when you are under attack. What do you actually do? What can you expect? What are the dangers? What can we do to prevent and minimize the risk? I like the whole idea of risk mitigation without lethal means. So we have unarmed solutions, and we have looked after ships now for over 2 years, and to date we have had no successful hijackings of the ships we have looked after. It can always happen. If you have professional people on board, we believe that the crew and officers are more well looked after by highly professional security people who are used to this. And our colleagues in IKE, most of them are ex-Special Air Services of UK or Special Boat Services or similar of other countries with many years of commercial work behind their belt.
Could you update more on the latest customer-made application Fleetweb?
We started a cooperation with SMHI, which is the Swedish Meteorological Office, in 2007. They are a real true weather provider. Most of our competitors are IT companies doing weather. We are a weather company doing weather. We have 500 meteorologists sitting in one center in Sweden. 25 of them are specialized on the maritime side. They check every single ship several times a day, where they are, what they are doing. If they don't take the most optimal route, or if they risk freak waves or freak storms, they are contacted either by phone call or by an email suggesting alternative routes. They provide the captains with by far better information to take a decision on where to go and how to act under different weather conditions. In addition to this, we have what we call a Fleetweb. A Fleetweb is a web-based tool where the owner can see his whole fleet, how it performs, and what the weather conditions are now and for the next 10 days at any given time. This is updated regularly. It's a very professional tool. The captain on board, besides having meteorologists supporting him, he can also have it downloaded into his computer tool that enables him to optimize the route from A to B, taking into consideration the specifics of his ship, but also the weather conditions en route.
I would like to ask you about the operation strategies of GAC Solutions in the Middle East.
The strategy for the Middle East, and for that matter the strategy for the whole world when it comes to GAC Solutions, is to constantly look out for new services. Services of providers who are not necessarily in the shipping business today, but whose products are well suited for the shipping business and which can contribute to lower cost and better performance of ships. And we will focus a lot on health, safety, security and environment to help our clients to get their ships to perform better and in a safer way.